Eh bien bonsoir à tous, bienvenue pour cette soirée en live. Ce soir, on va refaire un jeu qu'on a déjà fait il y a en début d'année, je crois. On va faire plutôt la première partie, parce que pour l'instant il n'y a que ça qui est sorti. Ça s'appelle Not for Broadcast. C'est un jeu où on rigole bien, surtout si vous le découvrez pour la première fois, c'est assez cool. Aujourd'hui on va essayer de faire donc du coup des choix différents des choix que j'avais fait lors de la première session qu'on a fait dessus, notamment au niveau des titres et tout ça. Donc pour vous résumer, salut Kalou, bienvenue à toi. Comment vas-tu? Aujourd'hui du coup Not for Broadcast, ça va être un jeu où en gros on va gérer une régie lors du journal télévisé. Donc voilà, c'est assez cool. Les journaux télévisés, vous allez voir, c'est assez marrant, il se passe des choses absolument folles. Et malheureusement aujourd'hui, du coup, ils ont annoncé qu'en raison du confinement, ils ont été obligés de décaler la sortie du deuxième épisode, la deuxième partie, notamment les tournages pour la suite. Donc ça, on va devoir malheureusement attendre un petit peu, mais par contre, ils vont nous sortir le 25 juin un épisode spécial, un bonus en gros qui sera en dehors de la timeline, qui s'appellera Lockdown. Donc on fera ça le 25 juin. Bah ça va bien, merci. Et j'avais pas envie de faire les mêmes jeux que d'habitude, donc voilà, j'ai repris un autre jeu qui est... Je me rappelle, m'avait fait beaucoup rire la première fois que j'y avais joué. Allez, on va passer au jeu. Je vais démarrer assez vite une nouvelle partie. Et puis on va pouvoir en parler ensemble en même temps. Si vous découvrez, amusez-vous bien, on va s'amuser pas mal. Parti, on va l'appeler Choix 2. Et c'est parti. Ouais, normalement je me suis placé, ça devrait pas cacher beaucoup de choses. C'est parti, jour 1, les élections. Donc voilà, on est là, ça va être notre régie en gros. Pour vous résumer un petit peu avant qu'on commence, ouais, il faut que j'aille vers la droite, je sais. On va avoir ici les caméras qu'on va avoir à gérer. Le bouton de censure pour les bips. Ici, il va falloir gérer les interférences, tout ça. Ça devrait être c'est assez cool comme jeu. On va essayer de faire une bonne note aussi. Donc, on va avoir des choses à gérer. Hop. Tac, tac. Ça devrait pas être trop mal. Allez, on va aller répondre au téléphone. Donc, pour l'instant, on n'a pas grand chose, évidemment. Je peux pas aller ailleurs. Hop, on va répondre à l'appel et écouter ce qui va se passer.
Hi, David. I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news
Alors,
tonight.
stop. Un tout petit truc. Je vais reprendre juste après. Pourquoi je suis en QWERTY par contre? Ah, j'ai pas la possibilité de changer. Alors. Mince. Ok, j'ai pas la possibilité malheureusement de changer, donc je vais me passer en QWERTY à la main. Tant pis. Et c'est parti, c'est reparti, pardon. Et je vais juste... Tant pis. Alors, attendez, hop, c'est... Ok, comme ça je suis bien en... Ah, avec les bonnes lettres. Allez.
Hi, David. I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience.
Ça c'est l'audience. Du coup, pour rappeler, il faut bien sûr aller vers le haut et pas vers le bas.
Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen.
Là, on a le broadcast, donc c'est ce que les gens voient. Et à gauche, on a le master screen, donc c'est là qu'on gère. Donc là, on va avoir nos différentes caméras.
And you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left.
Voilà.
Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you have a fiddle with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip flip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Tac, on va se mettre là, mais ça va cacher d'autres choses par contre après la caméra, c'est ça le problème. Hop. Hop, là ça doit pas être mal. Ok, comme ça devrait être mieux. Mais du coup je vais sans doute... Non, je peux pas revenir pour l'instant, il faut que j'allume le interrupteur. Ok, tout allumé, je peux même allumer si j'ai envie le ventilo, mais bon, ça fera du bruit. Je vais cacher un petit peu, donc ici il y a 3 choix pour les pubs. Vous ne verrez pas, ça va être caché derrière. Et je vais cacher un petit peu le jeu ici. Mais c'est pas grave.
You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Alors, ma salade hebdomadaire, important. Et on va prendre des exercices avec force aussi son 3e pub. Donc là, en gros, on a calé les pubs.
You should be getting a signal from the studio soon.
L'émission commence dans 25 secondes. Bon, pour l'instant, ça va.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
Allez, c'est parti pour la première émission.
5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay,
Moving on
we're
up.
all good.
The election
Next
win
is going to be to throw the news titles on screen 2.
Hopeful or hostile.
There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch
Et on va
about
commencer
his
par
new
mettre
movie, The
le
Metaphor.
générique.
And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic week.
Right, button
That's
2
all coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
Monthly News.
1. Lovely, mate.
Ok, premier changement de caméra, ça s'est bien
Next
passé.
thing is to throw back to Jeremy with
Et
button
retour sur
1,
Jérémy
when that
après avec la
globe
caméra.
in the middle shrinks down and vanishes. Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
But first,
Un petit peu
the
rapide. Hein.
votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
Ah, je
The
vais
last
couper
time
le son du podcast parce
We
que
all
ça me
get a
gêne.
bit of interference around this time of night.
Ok, donc là on a le jeu d'interférence. On peut faire ça avec
You can
la
move
souris.
that white dot up and down, avoiding the interference using the yellow knob or your scroll wheel.
Of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However,
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it
En gros,
reaches
ensuite, il va
zero,
falloir diffuser la
press
pub.
one of the 3 play ad buttons
Donc ça, c'est
over
ce que
there
je
at the
cache, mais en
bottom
gros, il y a
right.
A, B
I
ou
know
C.
you play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye
later in
on
the
the
program,
clock.
we'll be
Ok,
going live to
c'est bon pour les
Advance
premières
HQ
interférences.
to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
That's all coming
2,
up. Now for the
1,
break.
advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
I thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our
Un
little
petit peu plus
secret.
fort pour la pub si vous voulez.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Allez, à plus pour la première séquence,
Right,
forcément.
it's the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programmes on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen one selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Ouais, donc là on a un réalisateur gros qui est pas super content.
Quiet in the studio.
Et c'est parti du coup
So much.
pour la deuxième catégorie.
10 seconds, everybody.
Une interview d'un réalisateur.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, but first
Get
off,
ready to go to
cultural
Megan on
reporter
screen
Megan
4.
Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
Shop
Blunderclatch
films.
on screen 3 when she says his
Joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is a moment...
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Ok, donc
Right,
troisième
now
tour.
just try and
So
stay
you've
on
just
whoever's
finished filming
talking.
your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful
Lovely.
chap,
Now
he
back
really
to
is.
Thunder, twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others.
Salut Lorex,
I love,
bienvenue,
of
comment
course.
vas-tu?
For freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it
Très mal,
for
là.
the
Ah,
awards.
qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
although
Juste avant.
Those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed, historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
He did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the
From
break.
The Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around
they've
the
swapped the
country.
shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lodz Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Alors, on va avoir des interférences à gérer. Alors, j'ai quelques problèmes de connexion depuis quelques jours. J'ai fini par penser que c'était le PC.
Watch out for that interference, mate.
Ça ne m'aurait pas suite à ça. Ah, d'accord. Sort d'informatage complet. Ah merde.
God, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but don't switch to it now. You can go to the archive when the broadcast
C'est pour que la
starts.
sélection aille mieux. Bah, j'espère pour toi que ça ira mieux en tout cas.
Know that?
Donc là, en gros, on me dit qu'il faut pas switcher sur d'autres caméras. On peut aller les voir plus tard si on veut. Le but, c'est de rester sur la bande-annonce du film.
Dr. Lance, to you, Flanagan! Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
Ce qui pour l'instant, c'est d'éviter les interférences.
Go there, listen.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Ça a l'air sympa comme jeu en fait. Ouais, et ça va devenir de plus en plus délire. Là, on est sur la première mission, donc c'est en gros un gros tuto quoi.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Ouais, faudra que je fasse une deuxième pub à la fin de ça. On voit tes amis qui jouent, ouais, je sais, mais je sais pas comment effacer cette notification. Allez, c'est bon pour ça, dans 10 secondes, on va passer sur la B. La pub B.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you probably noticed,
En fait, je sais pas comment ne pas avoir cette notification. Je sais pas comment la désactiver, parce que ça m'énerve. J'ai ça souvent sur mes jeux.
When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word
En gros,
lasts.
c'est le bip ça.
It can take a bit of practice getting used
C'est au
to
mode de
hearing
capture
two
ça. Oui, non, mais
things at
ce que j'aimerais, c'est la
once. Just
désactiver
stay
tout court
calm
cette
and
notif.
you'll get it.
Il y a des jeux où je suis obligé de jouer en mode écran et pas en mode fenêtre.
You'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens.
Mais c'est pas grave,
That's why
hein,
real professionals do it by ear.
Et comme là, je joue sur un jeu
Most people
Steam,
like
je
to
suis
have
obligé
the
de la
volume of
laisser
the
malheureusement.
broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now.
Ah, il faut que je monte un tout
As
petit
you
peu son
turn it up,
podcast.
you'll hear the advert
En gros, j'attends la
getting
pub.
louder. Good.
And iceberg.
You're set to
Là,
start
c'est une
censoring.
pub sur les salades.
Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up.
Et là, on va
count
commencer
1,
sur cette section-là à avoir un petit peu de lore par rapport à l'histoire du jeu.
Absolutely.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed.
Christ,
Don't
you're
wait
lying
for the
to me,
broadcast to go
God
live.
help whoever
That's
has to
too
do
late.
this.
You can use the number buttons on your
I'm a
keyboard,
lawyer and
1
a
to
TV
4.
personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Pour le lore, en gros, on va voir Advance qui a
Welcome
remporté
back.
les élections.
And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I
Get ready to
start?
bleep.
Go for it, Pet. Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've
Ah,
had
faut utiliser la barre d'espace en même temps pour faire les bips.
coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Hop là, mince, j'ai bipé trop vite.
You only got a bit
But
of
to
the
be
word.
honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort. Probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back. You want to leave like you threatened before the election. That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
No, you totally missed that.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And
Un
our
petit peu
apologies for
foiré,
the
certaines
fruity
parties.
language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time.
Ouais,
If
c'est
not,
ça.
someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Et j'ai une
Have a
dernière pub à
peaceful
lancer qui est derrière moi.
And we're out.
Hop là, pardon.
Looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
I'm not
This
bad.
is some
You
weird
are.
fever dream. Am I
Don't
dying
worry,
now?
ladies. Now you can have
be
me,
so lucky.
Johnny Hamsey.
I'll
right
see you
there
tomorrow
in
night.
all that.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Et voilà, on a donc terminé ce premier journal qui était tuto en gros. On a eu une note de A sur cette séquence. J'ai un petit peu raté un bip et je crois que j'ai raté un autre truc aussi. On va pouvoir voir de toute façon la note finale. Voilà, censure partielle. Donc là, c'est quand j'ai censuré trop vite. Montage sans intérêt. Bon, ça c'est pas grave. Montage sans intérêt, c'est-à-dire j'ai dû rester trop longtemps sur une personne qui parlait pas. Et là, j'ai fait quoi? Censure ratée. Ah, j'ai raté une censure. Mince. Bon, au final, on a une note de A, donc c'est plutôt cool. Et on a gagné 250 crédits qu'on pourra utiliser plus tard. En retard sur la publicité à une reprise, sur la dernière reprise, en effet, j'étais en retard sur la publicité.
Alright, mate, I've left you a voicemail. I thought you'd end up here. Most people come into the archive room when they're done with a broadcast. That way you can see what you did and how it looked to the public. As you can see, there's 3 sections to the archive. Broadcasts, that's what you've put out. Rushes, which is all the stuff that was on all the screens. And adverts, which is any advert that you've chosen to show. So let's have a look at the broadcasts.
Voilà, donc là, en gros, on peut regarder le broadcast, donc l'émission que j'ai faite. Salut le monsieur jaune, bienvenue à toi, j'espère que tu vas bien.
Select any of those and click load tape. Why not watch what you just did? When you're done, hit back.
Well, in a few moments,
Voilà,
we'll
et
be
là,
going
ça
live
lance
to
l'émission en
tonight's
fait que je viens de
national
faire, et donc
nightly
je peux voir
news.
mon montage, tout ça,
But
si j'ai
before
envie.
that, let's take
Bon,
a
on va pas le faire, on vient de le faire.
Click on rushes and let's have a look at those.
Dans les rushs ensuite,
Okay. These 4 screens,
on a
they're
donc
exactly
les
the same
différentes
as the
sections
4 screens that
et on peut
feature
voir
the
toutes les
studio
caméras et
signal
alimenter
when
en fait
you're
tous les
doing the
sons sur les
actual
différentes
news.
caméras.
Of course,
Ça
the
permet
difference
d'avoir
here is you can mute any
notamment un
screen
petit peu
you
tout ce
like
qui
or any
est
combination of screens, and you can have a listen to
tout ce
what's
qui est
going
tout
on
ce qui est
behind
tout
the
ce qu'on n'a pas pu
scenes.
entendre, on va dire.
Just select any segment,
Si je
that's
prends par exemple
any bit
l'interview, on
between
va pouvoir
ad
écouter
breaks
ce qu'il a dit au
over on
départ
the
quand il
left
s'énervait.
and hit play.
Charger la cassette,
When
c'est
you're done
tellement le
checking out the backstage
jeu de joueurs qui ne
secrets,
comprendront
hit
pas.
back.
Ah oui, ils savent pas ce que c'est un magnétoscope. Si je charge l'interview par exemple, hop là, jouer.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
But this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
I know. I think they think you won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. He's not an...
Absolute bunker.
Voilà, donc ça on l'a pas entendu parce que c'était la pub à ce moment-là.
Doing it. I agreed to do one beastly interview a day. I made that completely clear when we started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Oh, piss off.
Voilà, très sympa
You're
donc,
on
hein,
thin
ce réalisateur.
bloody ice, Rob.
Cet acteur.
Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Voilà, il va se calmer et il va avoir l'air sympa après à l'écran.
10 seconds, everybody.
Et après, on peut revoir du coup les publicités qu'on a chargées. Donc, si j'avais envie de voir par exemple la publicité sur la salade, et ben, je peux la regarder à nouveau.
Celebrate the classic age of salad with this exquisite limited edition collection. My Salad Weekly. Sign up now and every week we'll send you an authentic, ethically sourced ingredient to add to your salads. Build your collection week by week and very soon you'll have a salad that really gets the lunchroom talking. From tomatoes and oils to leafy greens and lovely grains, this really is the complete collection. Every issue also comes with a companion magazine that explores the history of the art form, from the Great Balsamic Wars of 48 or Edward the Confessor's discovery of the cucumber.
Bref, c'est très marrant, je vous invite à regarder un peu toutes les pubs et tout ça, tout ce qu'il y a. C'est quoi le jeu de ce soir? Ça s'appelle Not for Broadcast, c'est un jeu qui est en Early Access, donc il y a la première partie du jeu seulement qui est disponible, et dans lequel en fait on réalise des journaux TV. Voilà. Donc là on a fait le premier, c'est plutôt le tuto on va dire, avec la mise en place de ce qui va être plus tard le lore de l'histoire, le fait que le parti politique Advance arrive au pouvoir et prenne tous les passeports de toutes les personnes riches du pays dans lequel on est. Et en gros pour les récupérer, bah, il faut qu'ils payent, et qu'ils payent très cher a priori. Donc là on va voir, avant d'attaquer la deuxième mission, on va avoir un petit peu de choix à faire, voir un petit peu comment on va vivre, et on va pouvoir voir en gros comment le pays va pouvoir évoluer sur différentes journées avant d'atteindre la deuxième mission. Donc là on a passé le jour 1, les élections, et là on passe au jour 3, un formulaire inattendu. Tu arrives à la maison et tu trouves du courrier sur le pas de la porte. Comme d'habitude, rien d'intéressant à l'exception d'une lettre qui attire ton attention. L'équipe souhaite mieux vous connaître. La curiosité l'emporte et tu l'ouvres. Il s'agit d'un formulaire provenant d'un nouveau gouvernement Advance et visant à collecter des informations sur tous les citoyens. La première page est pré-remplie. Nom, Alex Winston. Ça c'est moi. Conjoint Sam Winston. Enfant Charles, 14 ans et Suzy Winston, 19 ans. Tu te dis qu'au moins ils se sont pas trompés. Tant mieux. Ah ça va durer 5 minutes à peu près tant que je fasse tous les choix et tout ça, puis après on passera sur la deuxième émission. C'est manifestement à toi de remplir le reste, et apparemment ce n'est pas facultatif. Question 1. Si vous aviez un emploi, quelle serait votre attitude? Voilà, la productivité avant tout, je découvre tranquillement où je dirais. Productivité avant tout. Allez. Je vais passer assez vite cette partie-là. Hein. Question 2. Un collègue d'un autre service vous confie avoir rapporté à la maison une information confidentielle maintenant qu'un dossier certes peu important a disparu. Conseillez à votre collègue de se dénoncer. Je rappelle que c'est un formulaire qu'on va redonner à notre nouveau gouvernement. Un petit peu forte la musique là par contre, il faudra que je règle ça. Tous les salariés d'un service ont été renvoyés aujourd'hui après n'avoir jamais réussi à atteindre leurs objectifs. Votre chef a fixé de nouveaux objectifs nettement supérieurs aux précédents. Quittez le travail à rue, restez pour respecter les délais fixés, partez plus tôt. Il y en a marre pour discuter de tous ces changements de mon collègue. On va aller au bar. Hop. C'est le barbecue annuel de l'entreprise auquel votre famille et vous avez été invités. Vous avez hâte de passer cette belle journée en compagnie de vos amis. On a piscine ce jour-là, on va pas pouvoir y aller au barbecue. Au terme d'une longue carrière couronnée de succès, il est temps de partir à la retraite. Dans votre discours, vous énumérez vos réussites, passez utilement les revenus. Je vais pas à mon pot de départ. Vous consacrez votre temps libre à vous détendre, à assister à des meetings politiques. Votre destination de vacances idéale. Nature, une forêt de paysans. Un parc d'attractions évidemment. Le gouvernement doit avant tout garantir à leurs citoyens la sécurité, liberté, bonheur ou égalité. Le bonheur. Merci de votre coopération. Advance sait que votre temps est précieux et vous êtes reconnaissant de contribuer à mener la nation vers un avenir plus radieux. On signe. Aquaponie, meilleure excuse. C'est ça, on avait piscine. Jour 6, une affaire de famille. Alors là, j'ai déjà fait un truc dans la première partie que j'ai faite, donc là on va faire l'inverse. Il est tard, ça, mes enfants sont déjà au lit. Tu t'essuies une tasse à laquelle tu tiens, un vieux souvenir rapporté de votre premier voyage ensemble. Le dessin s'est estompé, mais ce visage est rigolo te donne toujours le sourire. Soudain, quelqu'un frappe à la fenêtre, te ramenant ainsi à la réalité. Dans le jardin, tu vois Chris, l'adelphe de Sam avec sa tapageuse valise vert fluo. Une fois à l'intérieur, Chris s'assoit à la table de la cuisine, visiblement quelque chose ne va pas. Chris inspire profondément. Pardon de débarquer à cette heure, Alex, dit Chris. Mais j'ai besoin d'un service, il n'y a que toi que je puisse demander. Est-ce que ça va? Tu veux que j'aille chercher Sam? Non, inutile d'embêter Sam avec ça. C'est toi que je voulais voir. Laisse-moi 2 minutes. Tu as déjà entendu parler de la loi sur les actifs et les richesses? Donc ça, c'est celle qu'on a vue dans le premier journal, où en gros, ils ont supprimé les passeports des riches pour qu'ils payent, en gros. Je te rappelle que je travaille dans le secteur d'info, Chris. Chris tape du poing sur la table. C'est n'importe quoi. Ils prennent ce qu'ils jugent bon de prendre pour distribuer à qui ils veulent. Aucun gouvernement ne devrait être en mesure de faire ça. Ils ne peuvent pas s'en tirer comme ça. Et c'est ce que tu... là-dedans que tu fais. C'est... Décidément. Et c'est pour ça que tu dois m'aider. Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi avec tout? J'ai le sentiment que la suite va pas me plaire. Le regard de Chris ne décolle pas du sol. Bon, écoute. Je sais que j'en demande beaucoup, mais je dois emprunter ton passeport. Mon passeport? Je peux pas te le prêter, c'est illégal. Ils ont pris le mien et celui de la moitié des habitants de ce fichu pays. Mais il paraît qu'on se ressemble, alors Chris fait les 100 pas. Je dois partir avant qu'il soit trop tard. Ensuite, mon argent et moi serons à l'abri. Mais je dois m'enfuir avant qu'il ne bloque mes comptes. Je t'en supplie, je te demande. Si je te demande, c'est que je n'ai pas le choix. Lors de mon premier let's play, je lui ai donné mon passeport. Donc là, je vais pas lui donner, on va voir ce que ça va changer. Ça peut pas être si grave, il y a forcément un autre moyen. Chris en reste bouche bée. Tu plaisantes, n'est-ce pas? J'ai toujours bien agi envers Sam et toi. J'ai traité vos enfants comme si c'était les miens. Nous sommes une famille. Ça ne signifie rien pour toi? Mais c'est illégal, je peux rien faire pour toi. C'est bon, je me débrouillerai sans toi. Elle est belle, la famille, tiens. Chris fait mine de cracher, agrippe sa valise presque fluo et disparaît dans la nuit. Tu retournes à la vaisselle. En reprenant la tasse de Sam, il te semble que le visage écaillé plonge son regard dans tes yeux. Tu as l'estomac de plus en plus noué. Ah, je viens de gagner un succès. Screw de 1%. Voilà. Ouais, c'est louche, hein. Jour 8, les répercussions. C'est parti du coup, on va s'attaquer au deuxième journal. J'ai pas compris du coup... Ah pardon, excuse-moi, salut des grouilles, je t'avais pas vu, pardon. Bienvenue à toi, comment vas-tu? J'ai regardé juste la couleur, je pensais que c'était Monsieur Jaune. C'est pas grave. Salut des grouilles du coup. Tu arrives juste pour le deuxième journal de Not for Broadcast. Ah, j'avais compris, bienvenue à toi. Ça va? Bah tant mieux. Alors, on allume tout. Et c'est parti du coup pour le deuxième. Alors, d'abord les pubs. D'accord, donc là il y a un message. On l'essaye, c'est certain que c'est un jouet, ne représente aucun danger. Je l'avais mis et du coup il s'est aperçu que c'était... il est bien what the fuck ce jeu, c'est ça. On va remettre à la James. On va mettre frappe à dingue. Je vais pas mettre le jeu cette fois-ci, je vais mettre le jus de cochon, tiens. Ou non, fonceur d'Advance. Non, hop, allez. On va pas faire de politique. La dernière fois j'avais défendu un peu le gouvernement en place. Là on va essayer d'aller un petit peu contre. Il est bien.
Mate, these two buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them. And they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
And we're off. Good luck, mate.
Alors, la première fois que j'ai fait le jeu, j'avais mis des trucs un petit peu cool, on va dire. Cette fois-ci, on va mettre les trucs où ils vont se faire un peu la gueule, tout ça, évidemment. Pour voir un peu à quoi ça ressemble.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best
C'est
source of
pour les filles commencent, il fait.
Don't blame me when it
A
explodes.
plus, Héroïne, merci d'être passé.
4,
Salut.
3.
It's time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the near future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the country's wealth creators in a state of panic and unfavourable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guess whether Advance can deliver on even a fraction of their manifesto promises. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington's appointment is a risk for the giant mega corporation. Sophia, as our regular viewers will be aware, has always been a wild child and has been romantically linked to several movie stars and sports personalities. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wall
La dernière fois, on les a mis dos à dos, faire bien, ils vont
have today set off
faire un peu plus la compétition.
The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flood technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. Many were surprised that the two scientists, who've shared a fractious rivalry for many years, decided to undertake this expedition in each other's company. However, the two have released a joint statement in which they opine geniuses don't have to like each other to achieve remarkable results. Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that and mega more for the group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Ah, il y a des petites interférences pendant le générique. Allez, on part sur un débat. Avec Alan James et son livre.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy.
We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no.
En gros, ils sont pas
I think
d'accord.
that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this
I...
will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, who will be laughing then?
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
Ok, première séquence, c'est bien. C'est pas trop mal passé, je pense.
I hope so too.
Et en plus, on a une pub pour la James derrière.
How's it going, actually? Fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later. Bye.
I don't know what she meant by that.
On a eu A sur cette séquence, nickel. La pub bien choisie. Je me rappelle plus que on commençait directement avec Alan James. Ah, on part avec les interviews maintenant.
10 seconds, everybody.
If that sticks, I'll just
5, 4, 3.
Et en plus, il y a des interférences à gérer en même temps.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Jones.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective.
Retour de ce jeu,
on
ouais.
our nation's
Je voulais faire
crime.
d'autres jeux, donc.
Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife.
Encore, c'est que le début alors avec ça.
Kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You put back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this...
Where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty boy.
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy, so get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty, you beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault.
Ouais, on a déjà fait ce jeu-là, mais j'essaie de faire des choix différents.
He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday.
Et puis surtout, on a que le début du jeu de toute façon.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. What now, fellas? I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes? Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there, Rita. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Alors, ils ont dû kiffer à faire ce jeu, ouais. J'avais fini ce jeu-là, mais après j'ai fait que la première partie. Et là, ils ont annoncé qu'ils décalaient la deuxième partie à cause du confinement, malheureusement. T'as peur pour la suite si c'est que le début? Ouais, là, on va avoir une séquence aussi assez exceptionnelle encore.
Look, it's alright, I've got this. I'm sure he's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5.
D'accord, on part sur Megan d'abord.
3.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me. Jeff, algebra, maths
Ça va vite,
teacher.
là.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle
I
believed.
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
Yeah. That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah? Because in a way, she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at
Malaisant,
home, or
c'est pas terminé
maybe
encore.
she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly, but we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Alors là, il faut faire avec la musique par contre.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist! Going somewhere, little first year? Great! I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father. Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Just keep going for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah.
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah. But I can't fight all three of you. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Ok, on passe sur la musique là.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be cheeky if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Ah, je passe sur votre caméra.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your crew lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner, he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard.
Il faut que j'utilise la 3 par contre.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Ça c'était malaisant quand même cette séquence.
What the fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Alors, c'était malaisant, ouais, et encore c'était que le deuxième journal sur les 3 là. On va encore step up après. Même si je pense que c'était le plus malaisant celui-là, mais voilà. Alors, Foresight, malgré le succès, ouais, plutôt pas trop mal. Censure remarquable, aucune interférence, montage magnifique. C'est cool. En vrai, c'est pas si simple. Non, c'est clair qu'en vrai, c'est pas si simple. C'est aussi parce que c'est pas la première fois que je le fais et que je sais comment ça fonctionne. Notamment pour la musique et comment gagner sur le multiplicateur. Ça a bien fait monter ma note, quoi. Qu'est-ce que j'ai eu? Un montage sans intérêt à un moment. Et là aussi, un montage sans intérêt, c'est que j'ai dû mettre les caméras sur des personnes qu'il fallait pas parler.
Hello, mate. I see they've got the store back. That's great. I love fucking shopping. Oh, sorry. Bit of a big night, to be honest. Anyway, over here, that's how much money you've got. You'll get more money the better the broadcast you do. These tabs take you to the bits and pieces and sections of the store. You can fix stuff, you can upgrade stuff, or you can just buy really cool stuff to put around the studio. Right, mate, final thing you've got to know, if you want to buy something, you just click on it and go ka-ching. But there's no refunds. No refunds, so take care, make sensible decisions. Don't be like Dave.
Alors, les bonnes affaires, c'est ça, on peut avoir un Jeremy Hochfelden, un pendule de Newton qui est clac clac clac, un oiseau alcoolique ou une boule anti-stress Alan James. C'est marqué dans son livre. Mais bon, si on avait plus d'argent, on pourrait acheter du matériel supplémentaire qui vont nous donner des choses, des améliorations. C'est vrai que me rappeler de la fin, t'as chaud. Ah ouais, en fait, j'ai pas vu, j'ai eu ton message tout à l'heure, mais oui, je me rappelle de la fin évidemment. Mais je kiffe en fait ce jeu, ça me fait marrer. Poster de la fille, j'avais pas vu ça. Le poster de la fille qui n'avait pas fini ses céréales. La première production internationale dans laquelle Elena Catabo a tourné La fille qui n'avait pas fini ses céréales. Ça se semble être un super film. L'œuvre originale de James Laurent, ce qui est donc à toi de voir, on servera d'autres bureau, ok. Lix Balemas, l'album Mask of Horror, qui est publié. Les quiz, c'est du sérieux. Ou poster original de Shotbot. Retour du Brésil. Et on peut faire des réparations aussi, mais donc voilà. Comme on va arriver sur la fin, on va prendre juste un petit peu de joujou. Je pense qu'on va prendre une balle anti-stress Alan James. Et on va prendre un Jeremy Hochfelden. 75, je crois que je peux rien acheter d'autre de toute façon. Non. Voilà, bon, toutes les autres choses on pourra les acheter évidemment quand on aura le jeu complet. Mais pour l'instant voilà, il va nous rester encore un journal à faire dans cette preview. Comme je disais à Rox tout à l'heure, en fait je refais ce jeu là parce que j'ai envie de voir les autres choix, voir ce que ça donne quand on choisit des choses différentes. Et aussi parce qu'ils ont annoncé malheureusement le report la deuxième partie du jeu. À cause du confinement, ils ont été obligés de décaler le tournage notamment de la suite. Mais par contre, ils ont tourné un épisode spécial qui sortira le 25 juin, qui s'appellera Not for Broadcast Lockdown. C'est un épisode bonus, donc on fera ça ensemble quand il sera sorti, évidemment. Mais du coup, voilà, ce sera un bonus supplémentaire dans le jeu, et il est inclus dans la version du jeu, donc ça c'est cool. Bon, on va regarder un petit peu les rushs. C'est quoi que tu voulais regarder, Lorex? C'était l'ordre public, je crois. Pour l'instant, non, il n'y a plus rien. Malheureusement, c'est un jeu qui est en early access.
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Oh shit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said I put a word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody.
C'est assez court. Ouais, mais c'est vraiment l'early access, donc tu vois, enfin,
5, 4,
on a encore pas mal de choses à faire avant d'atteindre le troisième journal, beaucoup de choses à répondre. Donc on va passer à peu près 2h30 sur le jeu. Pour une première early access, je trouve ça pas mal. Et vu le prix du jeu, ça va.
Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious
Le troisième journal est
social
une
problem
pépite, ouais, c'est
to
clair.
the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives.
On va regarder cette séquence-là parce qu'elle
First
me fait
up,
marrer.
we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
It must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can
Et
barely
je
keep
crois
up
que
with
ça
demand,
doit représenter
Jeremy.
peut-être un tiers du jeu.
There just simply
il me semble,
isn't
je crois.
enough
Ou
being
un quart,
done
je
at
sais
a
plus.
systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. Helen, what are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
No, just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs
J'adore ce
of
jeu.
the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
J'adore l'humour de jeu.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very
I cannot
different
believe
perspective.
you, Ellen. I would have expected this from your sister, but not from you.
When are you going to realise I'm not her, Greg?
Well, trust me, between the drinking and the arse, I'm very aware.
Without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or
On repasse sur le
Do
deuxième.
you feel the
On
streets
va regarder les
simply
trois.
aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Je vais être devant le troisième. par
Well,
contre.
that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as
C'est violent,
you've
ouais.
noted in
Et puis c'est
Sunday's
vrai que ça on
story,
l'entend
we
pas en fait. Faut
probably
vraiment
shouldn't
regarder
ban hanging.
les rushs
And
parce
to what
que
do you
sinon en fait
attribute
tu coupes
this
et tu passes à
moral
vendre.
decay?
On n'entend pas ce qu'il dit
Gays
là.
and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that. Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear?
C'est vrai que le troisième est un petit peu
As I
moins
was
marrant, mais
saying,
celui-là.
Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral
yes.
decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people
Darling,
of this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty boy. Mummy said
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your groceries. Naughty, you beast.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No,
parce qu'il fait
she
du
takes 3
télétravail.
other pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us.
Look, I spoke to Mallory at the Bridge Club.
No, naughty boy.
She says the hall is absolutely fine for Sunday.
Oh, marvellous. Now, I booked your mother in for a hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been?
I believe his birthday. Many happy
Attendez, hop,
returns,
je vais me
Tony.
cacher pour ça.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against
Imagine le pauvre mec qui se fait
institutionalisation, as you
fouetter.
can imagine. And obviously, Titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. There's Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
It's open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh.
Titwank!
Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy?
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Jesus!
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No
there, Tony.
fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes? Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought.
Bref, je me suis trompé de touche. Pardon. Hop là, on repasse là. Ok. C'était avant, ouais. Bon, on va pas le regarder une deuxième fois, mais voilà. C'était cool. Il me fait bien marrer ce deuxième épisode. On va continuer un peu l'aventure. Du coup, on va avoir pas mal de textes à parler. Là, ça va durer un petit moment, malheureusement. Avant d'attaquer le troisième JT. Allez, on avance. Jour 15, fin de soirée. Tu arrives à la maison après un long quart de plus au boulot et tu trouves un mot sur le plan de travail. Tu reconnais l'écriture aussi illisible et bâclée de Sam. Chris n'a pas payé le loyer et a perdu son logement. Tu sais ce que ça veut dire. Alors là par contre c'est bien, c'est que je vais voir des choses qu'on n'a pas vues lors du premier let's play parce que la dernière fois, Chris, il était parti avec le passeport, donc il était parti ailleurs. Tu sais ce que ça veut dire. Ça va dû aller récupérer les affaires de Chris dans la rue. Ne m'attends pas. C'est souligné 2 fois. C'est donc de ta faute maintenant. En boudant, tu lances un film d'horreur que vous alliez regarder ensemble. Il te fichait vraiment la trouille quand tu étais plus jeune, mais maintenant il fait bien rire à chaque visionnage. Sam, ce n'est pas pareil. Mais tu glousses tout de même... Sans Sam, ce n'est pas pareil, mais tu glousses tout de même par moment. Alors, tu arrives au meilleur passage, lorsque Candy décide de mener l'enquête en solo. Ton fils de 14 ans débarque. Il veut aller chez un ami. Il te regarde comme seul un ado peut le faire, d'un air implorant et rebelle à la fois. Tu le laisses pour le rentrer à 23h. Tu dis non à Charlie, c'est vrai qu'il n'a pas le droit de sortir quand il est à l'école le lendemain. Ouais, on le laisse y aller, c'est pas grave. Manifestement surpris, il part sans demander son reste. Tu somnoles devant le film en attendant son retour. Lorsque le bruit blanc de la télé finit par te réveiller en sursaut, il est plus de minuit, mais toujours aucun signe de Charlie, pas plus de Sam. L'école demain est une n'a pas tenu sa promesse, alors tu te rends sur place et tu le ramènes à la maison Fissa. En arrivant chez son ami, tu trouves ton fils qui, comme par miracle, se rend compte de l'heure qu'il est en te voyant. On te la fait pas, mais au moins il s'excuse, c'est déjà ça. Tu reconnais cet air de canaille et espiègle si familier. Allez, ça passe pour cette fois. Jour 48. Un Noël au budget serré. Tu ne peux pas t'empêcher d'esquiver un sourire en regardant autour de la table. Dehors, la neige a recouvert l'herbe et les enfants ouvrent un cracker de Noël, tandis que ta vieille mère lutte pour ne pas s'endormir. Tu as toujours adoré la période de Noël. Désormais, c'est toi qui sièges au bout de la table, à la place de Pat. Il est sympa Albert là quand même, ouais. Ouais, parce que moi ce serait pas passé pour cette fois d'habitude, si ça avait été à mon époque. Il régnait une atmosphère tendue cet après-midi, c'était palpable. C'est la première fois que vous revoyez Chris depuis que tu as refusé de lui fournir ton passeport. Un sacré changement pour Sam, tant ces deux-là étaient inséparables autrefois. Noël est généralement une période très agréable de l'année. Seul le bruit des couverts vient troubler le silence alors que Chris te fixe avec insistance. On va essayer de changer le sujet. Tu passes un bon Noël, maman? Ta mère te fixe d'un air absent et perdu avant de recouvrer ses esprits et de vaguement te reconnaître. Oui, merci Alex, je passe un très bon moment, murmure-t-elle. Ces absences sont de plus en plus fréquentes ces derniers temps. Si c'était que moi, il serait pas allé. C'est le bruit des couverts vient de troubler le silence alors que Chris te fixe avec assistance. Mince. On reste dans le malaisant? Allez, on dit rien. Tu t'accroches. Tu es sur le qui-vive. Sam lance. Ce n'est pas le moment de parler de ça. Mais Chris poursuit énergiquement. Non, moi je crois qu'elle a le droit de savoir. Eh bien, Suzy, Alex a... C'est bon, Chris, ça suffit. Chris ne te regarde pas et évacue à présent sa frustration sur un misérable morceau de poulet rôti. Ta fille Suzy en profite pour te mettre au pied du mur. Tu sais comment tu pourrais faire plaisir à ta fille adorée? Tu glousses, ça te rappelle quelque chose. Je sens que la réponse ne va pas me plaire, dis-tu en plaisantant. Je sens que la fin du jeu va être triste. La partie lecture, ouais, ça risque d'être triste, en effet. Suzy lève les yeux au ciel. Tu sais que mes amis et moi voudrons partir en voyage cette année, pas vrai? Non, Suzy d'un air innocent. Alors je me disais que tu pourrais me prêter un peu d'argent. Elle est interrompue par Chris qui grogne, puis se montre catégorique. Ne fais pas d'illusions, Suzy. La générosité n'est pas le point fort d'Alex, hein? On continue dans la confrontation au maximum pour voir ce que ça fait? Chris, fais-nous le plaisir de la fermer un peu. Tu sais quoi, je vais te faciliter la tâche, classe Chris. Tout en se dirigeant vers la porte. Excusez-moi les enfants. Yep. Sam est également debout à présent. Ah, bravo Alex, bien joué, dit-elle avant de suivre Chris et de claquer la porte. Les minutes s'écoulent dans le silence. Alors que le repas se poursuit dans un silence maussade, les légumes en conserve bon marché ont bon goût, ont un goût amer c'est pas vrai, ça j'ai du mal à lire ce soir. Les légumes en conserve bon marché ont un goût particulièrement amer dans ta bouche. L'horloge sonne et tu réalises que ça fait pratiquement 10 minutes que tu mâches une bouchée de fades carottes gorgées d'eau. Intérieurement, tu remercies ta fille lorsqu'elle se met à parler de son projet de voyage. On va visiter tellement d'endroits du monde et découvrir tellement d'autres cultures. Et comment comptes-tu financer tout ça? C'est un peu le dawa. Alors après, c'est pas du tout les choix que j'ai fait sur mon premier let's play. C'est aussi pour voir un peu ce que ça génère comme différence. Je me disais que vous pourriez m'aider, admet Suzy d'un air penaud, en se grattant soudainement à l'arrière de l'oreille. Tu soupires et parles à présent à voix basse. Tu sais bien que nous n'aurons pas sur l'or maintenant que mamie vit ici. Nous n'avons simplement pas les moyens de t'aider, Suzy. Allez, s'il te plaît, les parents d'Harriet l'aident, elle. Pardon, j'aimerais vraiment que je puisse se permettre, mais c'est pas le cas. On va continuer aussi dans le mode avare. Quoi? Mais c'est pas juste, hurle Suzy avant de se laisser échapper un cri de dépit et d'en faire des tonnes en quittant la pièce. Un comportement plus proche d'un gros bébé que d'une jeune fille de 19 ans. T'avais le souvenir c'était autant la merde? T'avais pas le souvenir c'était autant la merde? Mais en fait, c'est vrai que quand tu prends l'autre choix, bah c'est vachement moins la merde. Mais ça a d'autres conséquences l'autre choix. Tu l'appelles « Pardon ma puce, mais nous n'avons simplement pas les moyens en ce moment. Peut-être l'an prochain, quand les choses iront un peu mieux. » Vers gêné, Charlie prend congé pendant que tu débarrasses la table. Tu es content de ton anniversaire, Pat? Demande joyeusement ta mère. Foutu Noël. J'ai gagné le succès, maybe next year. Allez, jour 63, une véritable aubaine. Tu feuillettes le courrier qui s'est empilé. Chaque facture supplémentaire te mine davantage de morale. Soudain, une touche de bleu t'interpelle. Tu reconnais le logo bleu canard d'Advent sur l'enveloppe que tu déchires aussitôt. Chère famille Winston, merci de nous avoir fait parvenir vos passeports. Nous en accusons bonne réception et confirmons votre inscription dans le cadre du nouveau plan de redistribution des actifs et des richesses. Ça, j'avais pas pu l'avoir puisque j'avais pas mon passeport la dernière fois. Avec un peu de chance, les disputes des dernières semaines avec Sam n'ont pas été vaines. A ce titre, nous avons le plaisir de vous adresser un chèque que nous nous prions de considérer comme un témoignage, non seulement de notre gratitude, mais également de notre détermination à créer une société sans inégalité. Sans la douleur causée par cette coupure au doigt due à la précipitation, tu croirais dans un rêve. Un chèque est d'un montant considérable qui plus est. Chris avait raison. Advance y redistribue bel et bien les richesses. Nous continuerons de nous efforcer à faire progresser cette nation et à améliorer le quotidien de ses citoyens. Avançons ensemble. Julia Satori et Peter Clément. Voilà qui pourrait atténuer vos problèmes d'argent. Quelle aubaine! Jour 72, un long week-end. Picsou, tes aéroformes n'ont pas été inutiles, c'est ça. Le son est fort par rapport à ta voix par contre. Ouais, je sais, mais j'ai pas accès là, je crois. J'ai pas accès malheureusement pour régler le son. Je me suis déjà dit la chose tout à l'heure et j'ai oublié de le modifier. Attendez, je vais baisser dans OBS éventuellement. C'est vrai, je peux faire ça. Faut juste que je pense à le remettre tout à l'heure. Ça devrait être un peu mieux là du coup. Alors, un long week-end. Pourquoi la fermeture de cette fichue valise fait-elle toujours des siennes? C'est votre anniversaire de mariage. Chaque année, Sam et toi partez en week-end. Généralement en camping, vu que vous n'êtes pas plein aux as. Tu attends ça depuis longtemps. Enfin, un peu de temps, rien que tous les deux. Pas d'enfants ni de travail, que des moments de calme, de paix et d'amour. La fermeture finit par se fermer et tu traînes la valise bien remplie jusqu'en bas. Sur la table d'entrée, le témoin du répondeur clignote. Bonsoir Alex, c'est Monsieur Bossman. Je voulais te prévenir que tu allais devoir travailler ce week-end. Quel crève-cœur. De nouveaux éléments ont été révélés concernant les tensions grandissantes entre notre nation et d'autres puissances étrangères. Par conséquent, l'équipe de National Nightly News va travailler jour et nuit pour avoir l'exclusivité. Il va sans dire que je compte sur ta présence demain matin à 8h pile. Passe une bonne soirée Alex. Le choc fait place à la contrariété, puis à la colère. Que vas-tu dire à Sam? Ta conjointe te rejoint en bas, visiblement dans un état de surexcitation. Tout en t'embrassant, Sam prend les clés de la voiture dans le vide-poche et commence à charger les bagages. Je crois que la dernière fois on est allé travailler, donc cette fois-ci, on va partir en week-end. Message supprimé. Qu'est-ce que c'était? Entends-tu derrière toi? Rien de bien important, réponds-tu en prenant ton manteau tout en ressentant une montée d'adrénaline. Tu prends Sam par la taille et tu claques pratiquement la porte d'entrée. Autant profiter à fond de ce week-end étant donné que ça va te retomber dessus lundi. Jour 75, un retour malvenu. Ah! À ton arrivée au travail lundi matin, tes collègues épuisés te jettent un regard mauvais. Un mot écrit à l'encre rouge t'attend. Winston, je suis très déçu. Est-ce que ça en valait la peine? À 5 minutes près, tu vois pas le message de toute façon. Bah c'est ça. Oh, c'était juste ça, jour 75. Jour 98, une autorisation parentale. Ton fils Charlie piaffe d'impatience tandis que tu lis. Ah bah oui, mais c'était sûr. Mais c'est ça, mais c'était sûr. Ah, je vais pas claquer le bureau, hein, mais vous savez la référence. Tu te donnes à fond pour réussir, tu es un membre actif de l'équipe, tu veux récolter le fruit de ton travail réalisé en coopération. Alors rejoins sans plus attendre les fonceurs d'Advance. Avançons ensemble. Il était plus long le choix. Ouais, c'est possible ça. Mais je pense que... Alors là, ça aura peut-être pas trop de conséquences vu que c'est bientôt la fin. Mais ça, je pense que quand on fera le let's play définitif, ça aura des conséquences plus graves. Il t'avait déjà parlé de cette maison des jeunes. Mais c'était pas exactement ce que t'avais imaginé. Charlie reprend le prospectus et te tend un formulaire. Je pourrais y aller à pied directement après l'école et la sœur de Ben nous ramènera en voiture. Tu n'auras pas à lever le petit doigt. Alors, est-ce que tu te rappelles si j'ai signé ou pas le formulaire la dernière fois? Je m'en rappelle plus de celui-là. Savoir là-dessus. Je crois que je lui avais signé. Absolument pas? Bon. Alors absolument pas, je lui ai pas signé ou absolument pas, tu te rappelles pas? Par contre. Avec les deux d'Advance. Bon, tu sais plus, ouais c'est ça. Il me semble que la dernière fois je lui ai sinué, donc là je vais refuser, on va voir ce que ça fait. J'ai gagné, ça m'a fait gagner un succès, hein, donc a young club so far. Pardon mon grand, mais je crois que ce n'est pas un truc pour toi. Dis-tu en lui rendant gentiment le formulaire. Quoi? Mais c'est pas juste, pourquoi? Je sais que ça peut te sembler injuste, Charlie, mais un jour tu comprendras. Ça continue de faire gagner des succès dans le jeu, donc... jour 101, des places gratuites. Ah, on va pouvoir aller voir... Je crois que j'y suis allé voir Alan James. Des collègues au boulot m'ont donné ça car ils ne peuvent pas y aller, explique Sam en brandissant 2 billets. Tu lui titres en gras, Alan James a raison, le spectacle. J'hésite vraiment. Et toi, ça te dit d'y aller? Je crois que la dernière fois, j'avais pas craché sur les places gratuites. Donc on va faire l'inverse. Je sais pas trop, il est complètement taré ce type. Donc pour info, c'est lui qui mettait son livre en avant là. Alan James is right. Excuse-moi, réponds-tu, mais hors de question que j'aille écouter ces conneries. Ça m'éclate de rire. Ouf, j'avais peur que tu veuilles y aller. Vous décidez de rester à la maison et de manger une pizza. Tu n'as pas de temps à perdre avec Alan James. Ok, du coup ça zappe des choses par contre. Hein. 106. Un dilemme familial. C'est une des rares soirées que tu passes à la maison et curieusement, Charlie n'est toujours pas rentré de l'école. Tu toques à sa porte pour voir s'il ne s'est pas faufilé à l'étage sans que tu t'en rendes compte. Aucune réponse. En livrant, tu trouves un courrier sur son lit. Cher Charles, merci d'avoir envoyé le formulaire d'autorisation parentale. Sam Winston a accepté de te laisser rejoindre l'équipe positive et proactive des fonceurs d'Advance. Nous avons hâte de te voir participer à ta première réunion. Tu seras prêt à foncer en un rien de temps. Je crois que de toute façon, il n'y serait pas allé. Si, ça je m'en rappelle, si on prend cette option-là, on y va, et en fait on est surpris par la réaction du public dans la salle. Qui est pas des rires, ce genre de choses, mais plutôt de voir que l'impression que le public le voit plus comme un gourou. Incroyable. Donc il nous a désobéi. 110, un partenariat avantageux. Après une journée de travail qui n'en finissent pas, tu arrives à la maison et tu trouves à nouveau un courrier trié en plusieurs tas. Une récente habitude de Sam. Comme souvent, il n'y a rien de bien intéressant hormis un courrier qui retient ton attention. Il figure le logo de plus en plus familier d'Advance, ainsi que la mention « Urgent, réponse immédiate exigée » dans un rouge qui traduit parfaitement l'urgence de cette injonction. Il vaudrait mieux en finir une bonne fois pour toutes. Chère famille Winston, par le présent courrier, nous informons que le gouvernement d'Advance vient de faire un pas en avant dans la lutte contre les inégalités, en nationalisant les plus grandes sociétés privées et en redistribuant leurs ressources aux citoyens de notre grande nation. Le programme d'obligation de partenariat nous permettra de nous assurer que le peuple ne soit pas spoilé des richesses qu'il produit. Tu te souviens pas avoir lu ça dans leur manifeste? Chaque foyer deviendra partenaire de 2 des 4 sociétés soigneusement sélectionnées par Advance en raison de leur réussite constante et de leur niveau de garantie financière. Veuillez noter que les retours sur investissement se basent sur l'opinion publique et ne peuvent par conséquent pas être garantis. Veuillez sélectionner une première société parmi les suivantes. On va devoir sélectionner les sociétés. Je crois que ça n'a pas l'incidence dans la version actuelle du jeu. AOB, Eyes of the Beholder Inc. Qu'il s'agisse de produits cosmétiques, de vêtements ou de haute couture, nous savons voir la beauté de tous nos clients. Ensuite, on a Neil's Deal Ltd. On fait toujours une bonne affaire avec Crazy Neil. Pleasure Corp. Nous sommes là pour vous faire plaisir. Qu'il s'agisse de sport, de voyage ou simplement de passer un peu de temps seul, impossible de dissocier le plaisir des loisirs. Quand j'ai lu le nom de la société, j'ai eu un doute sur le type de plaisir. Et Remington Sif PLC. Nous sommes toujours partout, dans tous les secteurs. Une firme mondiale pour une communauté mondiale. T'avais pris la 3e, j'avais pris Pleasure Corp déjà. Bah cette fois-ci, je pense que je vais faire une bonne affaire avec Neil. Avec Crazy Neil. Et pour votre 2e partenariat... On va prendre la société qui est dans tous les secteurs pour la communauté mondiale. Remington Sif PLC. Ça porte un peu à confusion. C'est sans doute fait exprès. Merci d'avoir effectué votre sélection. Veuillez nous renvoyer ce formulaire dans l'enveloppe fournie à cet effet. Vous recevrez un compte rendu de vos sociétés partenaires d'ici 3 à 6 mois ouvrables. On dirait que même Advance ne peut lutter contre ce fléau qu'est la paperasse administrative. L'avenir de notre relation réside dans le partenariat. Avançons ensemble. Quelle influence auras-tu juste sur les choses? C'est vrai que comme je fais le journal, je dois pouvoir faire de la pub pour les sociétés. Ok, je crois qu'on passe au journal là. On peut pas... J'avais même pas fait gaffe. Ça, j'avais même pas fait gaffe. Oui, on peut parler en mots ouvrables pour Advance. Merde, j'avais pas fait... Pardon, j'avais pas vu. Allez, c'est parti pour le 3e journal. Il va encore se passer des choses. Jour 153, la tempête. Et du coup, j'ai ça. Et ça. Il fait que ça. Ah, si ça stresse, voilà, on peut faire le I'm Alan James.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss.
Ah, c'est le boss. Je me rappelais pas que ce soit la...
Tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp.
Du coup, je vais prendre Neil parce que Neil fera pas dingue. On fait toujours des bonnes affaires avec Crazy Neil. Je vais pas mettre Advance du coup. Faire examiner votre prostate, c'est important. Et passion vice. Ok, ça a commencé. Et on est parti pour le 3e.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
On va mettre sur la banque.
In an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
A house divided, trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now. Embittered doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering two possible options to end the growing tensions.
Since splitting into two opposing camps on day 4 of the expedition,
Ouais, c'est vrai qu'il y a des trucs sympas sur ce journal-là. Surtout le deuxième segment.
and their leaders have only worsened.
Dr. Wong's team have successfully prototyped what they're calling shanks of deterrence, while Dr. Svorsborg and Horgensvoord claims to have fashioned a deadly toxin for the tips of her group's spears. I certainly wouldn't want to knock over their test tubes, Jeremy.
Both avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask,
j'avais pas
how
ces
could we have been
trucs-là.
so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and
vrai
the
qu'on l'avait pas- on n'a pas fait la
subsequent
pub,
sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, would be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
Je me rappelais pas avoir eu ces photos-là.
Notorious addict Johnny Hamsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental
Ça
and
aussi, ça a
physical
changé les
health
photos parce qu'on les avait
growing
fait
along
se marier ou pas la dernière fois.
Since being banned from the national squad earlier this year after urinating on a referee during a friendly against East Grinchley, things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Hamsleeves.
Is his once-rated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies, could
Génial
the
trouver.
adventurous CEO be leading
Évidemment.
the business giant down a dark alley, or taking it to a new level of success?
Par contre, c'est Remington,
Mobile
c'est ceux qu'il faut que je fasse gaffe.
Operational borrowing service will be a new international travel system based around
Mais voilà,
the
c'est venu à travers la Terre,
construction of a
évidemment.
tunnel through the center of the earth.
Pourquoi on n'y a pas pensé avant?
Sophia Rimington claims it will make travelling from one side of the world to the other the matter of an afternoon. Geologists are concerned about the implications of digging a hole through the planet, while flat earthers claim it should be quite easy.
Il passe de la flatteur.
Exclusive prime ministerial
Je
interview
kiffe.
coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's
Hop là, je suis allé un peu vite. J'adore c'est Total Recall, c'est ça. Mais j'adore le fait qu'ils aient parlé de la flatteur sur ça. Il n'y a pas les sous-titres, mais en gros ils ont dit que creuser à travers la planète, des tunnels à travers la planète, la flatteur society dit que ce serait assez simple. On va changer le générique aussi.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan.
Ah, c'est une autre vidéo en plus qu'on a là. Du coup, on n'a pas le jouet. Ok, c'est cool.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in Moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the...
Bah, c'est bien, moi du coup ça m'a permis de voir un petit peu tout. Je savais pas qu'il y avait une autre.
Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
It's simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spaghetti.
J'espère surtout que le deuxième segment restera la même.
Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with ribbons, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddis spatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say?
Je regarderai après celle-là pour voir ce qu'ils disent parce que ça a l'air d'être marrant aussi, mais
Easy for far too long.
là je suis concentré sur ce que j'ai à faire quand même.
Are both fair and just.
I hardly think we've had it easy for Buttle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. I remember! Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he lost to the wits. You know, that's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. Yes. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts and an undress bear just protest.
Yes. Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
Daddy!
Oh, please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Christ, you buggers! Carry her! Tilly! Get the dog!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper cracked off too.
Oh, well, at least you are showing some shame. You are showing some shame.
Free at last! Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. See, the protest has started already. Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that from me, you know.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be thudding well heard, that's all.
Language, Penelope. We are nude, not rude.
Sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Spaff and pip-peup.
Daddy, how could you?
Shut up and get your
Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the top zones, it's back here in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Well, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
Ok, après c'est le bidule ball.
Oh, sorry, I'm busting.
Ah, bah du coup on en découvre encore.
She's funny.
Ah bah c'est le mec avec l'ongle.
I think it's very endearing.
She wants your job.
She's welcome to it. Why is it raining on my desk?
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil
C'est là. Eh ouais, le bidule ball.
waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
On a fait que B cette séquence, mais c'est pas grave. C'est déjà chaud pour le bidule ball. Je sais pas non plus ce que c'est que cette pub. Je choisis la pub de recette, ouais, c'est ça.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hat line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan, you join me live here from the
Et ça, c'est génial.
Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far.
Allez, on est parti pour la compétition de bidule ball.
All season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi hamster. and facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time.
Elle était belle celle-là.
On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. What a bad shot there from Harris.
Ok. Il y en a un partout là.
Striker for shot number 3.
C'est ça, le but c'est de pas mettre la balle dans le truc.
She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs.
Joli coup.
Not bad if you ask me. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. You can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the arguing with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large. We're into round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving really difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's body, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fetid thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery in this play here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, we've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and several subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington's Fist.
Le half-time show.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket's been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Ok. Je pense qu'on a plutôt bien géré cette séquence.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't. Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face, she is absolutely gutted. What a mug. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, there's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters.
Voilà.
Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it?
Un round, c'est des mimes, hein, donc...
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from 2 active jugglers of the sport.
J'avais pas compris la première fois que j'avais joué que c'était un round avec des mimes, quoi.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on, from Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official. Contestants in, please.
And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is... everyone!
Okay, the ref has agreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon, looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know he was fine.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
Come back.
Ow!
I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up. 1 minute back. Fucking microphone shot me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shot me. Where's that sound guy?
C'est vrai que ça explose.
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Blue Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit,
Et la tempête là.
Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Postman out.
Gonna need a whole new lining up there. Triple single ship, wouldn't it?
We'll look into it. It's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Les fuites dans le studio, c'est ça.
Megan Wolf.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet.
Ah, on est parti pour l'interview, faut faire gaffe aux éclairs, donc en fait il faut éviter de toucher les touches
No, mine's fine.
qui ont des éclairs évidemment.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles.
Ah, ça commence bien.
We're
Allez.
delighted to be.
Ah, là, attention.
Feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh,
Pet?
sorry, it's camera.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. When I went in to see him, he were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later we were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. Awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
Transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass over dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
This microphone package has given me an electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it's from my asshole.
We're still on the air, Peter.
Yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got sapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, that rose your face! That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... my grandmother with a rusty twat!
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For God's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
Bon, ratez celui-là,
We're
c'est
watching a
grand.
government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe that
We're only getting started.
Thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
Good job, everybody.
Ok, celui-là c'est normal.
So they just...
The same, sir.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
Sans le
It's
cochon
my
grillé.
nephew, so we transitioned them.
C'est moi le cochon, c'est ça? Ah, t'es arrivé au bout de ce qu'on peut voir pour l'instant.
Good evening. You know who we are. You've seen our symbols on your walls. We are the Resistance, and it's time you knew the truth.
What do you mean I can't say that?
Advance is lying to you.
How can we help you if we don't know who you are?
More than all of this, he was my laughter, my confidant, my friend.
The elderly are not a burden.
So, Mum's made the decision to unburden us, and now we have the chance to start a family.
The membership card is an ID card, no matter what they tell you.
We are getting reports of, oh God, millions of deaths across the continent.
Doesn't your family deserve a nutritious life?
Understand this. There is something wrong with the food.
No more! I've had enough of this shit!
We are not afraid.
Donc ça va encore dégénérer au fur et à mesure, évidemment.
Hi, I'm Dan Carey. I'm Andy.
Désolé, c'était un peu fort, mais c'était le son qui était comme ça.
Thank you so much for playing our game in early access. It's only through your amazing support that we can tell the awesome story that we have.
If you've enjoyed it, and we really hope you have, then please tell people about it. Or maybe leave us a review on our Steam page, or come
Ça annonce du bon pour la suite. Ouais, c'est clair. J'ai envie de connaître la suite maintenant. Donc déjà, le 25, il y aura l'épisode spécial Lockdown qui va sortir.
See you in episode 2!
Ah, attendez, on va essayer d'aller voir les archives, parce que j'ai envie de voir quand même un peu les bonus. Notamment ce que j'ai raté sur le... Pas le Bidule Ball, les Summer Bentley, je crois c'est. Somerset Bentley. Parce que j'ai pas compris, j'ai pas eu le temps de lire tout ce qui s'est passé là avec les riches là qui manifestent. Monde pianiste topique, ça reste sympa. C'est clair, c'était cool.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board Final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Did you feel that? I just felt a drip on my head. Makeup! Jenny, is it raining?
Only in the city. It's bloody lovely in suburbia.
It's never lovely in suburbia.
That's true. It's a lie they all tell themselves because there's a bloody pool.
I grew up in the suburbs.
Really? I always assumed you grew up.
Ah, le milieu de ball, c'est toujours énorme. Hein.
Because I watched you eat.
10 seconds, everybody.
Makeup!
Only slightly quickly. Going in 5, 4, 3.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen...
Yes, white out.
Hi. Would I be able to get in this friend?
Attends, il fallait être là.
Smena not in.
That's, I mean,
No,
you've really
she's
done
in the
it, so it's
Philippines.
fine.
No iron, no nothing.
Brilliant,
Oh,
thank
gosh,
you.
I have to just
As
pull
soon
this
as
in a bit.
possible, if that's cool.
Okay.
Thank
You can see
you.
it a bit. You can
Ready
see
to
it a
go?
bit.
Oh, in positions, please, folks.
Privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
It's simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spadding.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
Fuddly-doo! My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with ribbons, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddis spatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had
Faudra
it
remettre
easy for
après pour ce qui est dit
Buttle's
aussi
sake.
en
Only
studio.
one of our
Ah,
swimming
c'était le
pools
lancement de
was
l'interview,
even
donc ça
heated.
va. Ce qui m'intéressait, c'est plutôt voir
But
ce qu'il disait.
realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Ah oui, là, il
Thank
parle de
you,
la pluie.
Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
Ah, j'avais pas vu qu'il parlait. Donc on regardera une deuxième fois.
From Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. Oh, yes. I remember. Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods.
Oh, good times.
You know, that's probably my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel.
Yes.
We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous
Ah oui,
words
j'ai
and
pas vu.
rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts in an undress purchase protest.
Yes.
Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
something!
Oh, please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Christ, you buggers! Tally-ho! Tilly! Get the dogs!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper cracked all off too.
Oh, well, at least you are showing some shame.
Free at last!
Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. See, the protest has started already. Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that from me, you know.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be footing well heard, that's all.
Oh, language, Penelope. We are nude, not rude.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Spaff and peup-peup.
What?
Stop doing
What?
that in the world.
Daddy, how could you?
Well, shut up and get your
Well,
mother.
Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the top legs, it's back to you in the
Get the
studio.
doff home
I'm
of
Robin
offence.
Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
I think my
Thanks,
husband's
Robin.
ruined, Robin.
That's
Oh, stop! I'm squeamish! I'm squeamish!
Sorry.
No.
Oh, gosh, no, I've got it. Oh,
Does it
Wenty,
look alright, Robin?
Wenty, does this hurt?
Does it look... Oh, crikey! Yes!
Oh, le journaliste. Attends, on va recommencer du coup, on va mettre la caméra de... Enfin, le son de Jérémy pour écouter ce qu'il dit.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's
National Nightly News.
Did
Ouais, c'est le contraire de moi. J'avais bien compris.
Jenny, is it raining?
Only in the city. It's bloody lovely in suburbia.
It's never lovely in suburbia.
That's true. It's a lie they all tell themselves because they're so bloody boring.
I grew up in the suburbs.
Really? I always assumed you'd grown up in the wild.
Because I'm so fierce.
Because I watched you eat.
10 seconds, everybody.
Acre!
Only slightly quickly. Going in 5, 4, 3.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate hatching.
Where do you find these people?
Do you know what? It's enough. It's enough.
Good.
Right, thanks.
Really sorry they told us to forget. Apparently still shining.
Oh, what was that, guys? Oh.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, you guys think so? When? Just sail away at the break. These are lovely people, aren't they?
There you go.
Oh, come on. Oh, Christ, what's he doing now? Oh, shit. Is someone coming? Yeah.
Oh my god.
At least you are showing some shame.
Oh, who's this?
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here? We just want to be fudging well heard, that's all.
Language, Penelope. We are new, not rude. We want the world to realise we won't bowl over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again. Yes, we bloody well will.
Oh, shit.
What in the world?
Oh, surely we're going to come back.
We're going to come back.
Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic It's back here in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Well, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm busting. Oh.
She's funny.
Yes, I know. I think it's very endearing.
She wants your job.
She's welcome to it. Why is it raining on my desk?
Ah, c'est énorme. Ah, je suis content. On a à nouveau bien rigolé. J'ai envie de regarder un peu les pubs, parce qu'il en a fait pas mal là. Il y a la version longue d'Alan James. Ah, il y a d'abord une version courte et après on fait une version longue. D'accord. Passion bis, du coup on n'a pas vu ce que c'était.
From the iconic A2 stainless steel posi drive wood screw to the M1 2mm slotted countersunk screw, the Joy of Screws is your key to a world of sticky fixings. Start collecting today and celebrate the nation's most well-known and best-loved pieces of hardware with your copy of the Joy of Screws. Every week, you'll add another exclusive fastener to your collection, like the flathead self-flanging bump screw, the 4mm Hexaflex mushroom bolt, the self-locking long-life round head roofing tack, and that's only the beginning. The Pan Phillips slotted head washer washing nut, the M25 3mm finishing pin, the cast iron hexagonal fixing screw, and many more. Every week, alongside your ironmongery, you'll get this in-depth companion magazine, charting the highs and lows of DIY history. From the Canterbury nut shortage to the socket screw riots of 29, this detailed guide will bring to life some of your favourite metalworking moments. Start your collection today and we'll send you the first 8 editions with no postage or packing. That's right, no postage, no packing. Plus you'll also receive this exclusive little bit of drill bit absolutely free. So, what are you waiting for? Start collecting today. With week 10 you'll receive this screwdriver handle, the Joy of Screws, the only complete collection of real, authentic, genuine reproduction screw replicas. Collection is for display purposes only. The items are ornamental replicas and not for use with wood, metal, masonry or any other physical surface. Terms and conditions apply. See issue 42 details.
Putain, mais ils sont quand même bien délirants. Ils ont dû bien se marrer quand même à faire ce jeu. Ah, attendez, on a parlé de la prostate aussi à un moment. Faites examiner. On va regarder celle-là aussi.
Do you suffer from benign prostate enlargement? Come on. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate gland. Your prostate is a small gland about the size of a cherry tomato, located between your penis and your wee bag. If the prostate becomes enlarged, it can put pressure on the bladder. This can cause trouble starting to pee, and it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon of an ex-wife. So what caused this big old prostate in your bum? Well, sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know. But I can tell you, as you get older, your body changes. And that's okay. If you're worried about your swollen bum sack, book an appointment, for God's sake. Procedure is easy, it's quick, and it's not gay. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris. Rectums, check them.
J'adore le slogan. Rectums, check them. Neil Frappadingue aussi. Neil, c'est celui où on a pris on a misé sur lui là dans les entreprises. Noël et Pâques. C'est quoi ça là?
It's Crazy Neil's Festive Yuletide Ornament Spectacular! So you've got the best Christmas tree that your money can buy, and you want to put on it some crazy-ass Christmas ornaments. We want to give you a spectacular Christmas cactus. You know what it's like? You've run out of things to dress up, and you want your house to look like a Christmas bomb has hit it, then we've got the ornaments for you. You want something like vases, or vases, or another cactus to go with your first cactus, or this, a crazy Christmas frog, or a toad, woodpeckers, a cool pineapple, a duck. Christmas elephant. We've got all the seasonal animals. Crazy Neil's crazy deals. This is a clear out of the storage locker that second Mrs. Neil abandoned, like she abandoned her children. It's a rainbow of crazy fun. Don't be a prick and get yourself quick. Grab yourself a crazy deal with Neil Appeal.
Voilà, on va finir avec du Alan James. Pour une fois, t'es content de regarder les pubs. Ah bah, elles sont moins dégueulasses par contre que les pubs dans Journey to the Savage Planet. Au moins.
I'm Alan James. This is not a movie. This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This is reality. This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised the Elysian fields, but you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now. And it's all happening right in front of you. I'm Alan James.
Alan James is one of the country's most controversial columnists and speakers.
And they're going to take your poor sweet grandma, and you're never going to see those drivelling dentures again. Oh, grandma, look at their faces. That's not what cows look like. You call it the stock market. I call it the stuck market, because it's just another pole they've stuck up our collective... I don't care if he was once your nephew, Cameron. He's standing in the way of the truth.
Now, Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, is coming to your city.
I'm Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, the gospel according to Alan James, and the Alan James shall set you free. And now I'm bringing my message directly to you with my new nationwide tour, Alan James is Right, in front of you.
Alan James.
Alan James is right in front of you. J'adore le nom du spectacle.
James is right. Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
On peut remettre le dernier rush. Ah oui, on peut remettre le dernier rush, c'est pas un problème. Juste, c'est quoi ça? Jus de cochon.
Why bother strengthening your body when you can strengthen your face? We believe your skin deserves the best, so the new formula actively removes harsh chemicals from your skin. The high salt content actually pulls the dihydrogen monoxide right from your pores to give you the crisp, brittle skin you've come to expect. New Jus de Cochon will revitalize the appearance of the strength of your face's skin. 41% of women we surveyed said they loved their visible flakes, and 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend it. Jus de Cochon, because we said so.
Allez, bon, du coup on va regarder le dernier rush, c'est faisable. C'est les premiers ministres, ça doit être celui-là, je crois.
So sorry about all these buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple sealed, I shouldn't wonder.
We'll look into it.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolfe, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolfe.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet. Is your seat damp?
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, Whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about
C'est vrai qu'ils l'auraient très certainement
more
financé vu qu'ils ont financé la pièce de théâtre qu'on a vue tout à
You
l'heure.
have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera,
Oh,
Pet?
sorry, yes, it's camera 4 right there.
When I was 13, me mam came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. Me granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Petey, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important.
Yes.
This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
Jesus! Fuck! This microphone pack has just given me an electric shock!
Are you okay?
I don't know, I think it's from my asshole!
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Oh, yes, sorry, my apologies all.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Well,
shit nuts! Sorry, I got zapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a Rochelle face, fucker! That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... Oh, fuck! My grandmother with a rusty twat bite!
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For fuck's sake!
Ouais, ça pique un peu. Bref. Ah bah c'était cool, on a encore bien rigolé ce soir. Dans les bonus crédits à suivre, ok. Hop, du coup. Eh ben on se retrouvera à la fin du mois pour faire l'épisode bonus quand même de ce jeu. L'épisode spécial confinement, ils ont appelé ça. Je vais regarder si je l'ai d'ailleurs... J'ai cru voir qu'il y avait un trailer de ça. Not for broadcast. Ouais, il y a un petit truc de 32 secondes. Hop, on va repasser sur l'écran. Tac, et on va aller voir ça.
We interrupt your scheduled isolation cry with this breaking news bulletin. Not Games announces the date for the upcoming bonus chapter of Not for Broadcast as the 25th of June. When asked to comment on the announcement, the Not Games dev said, June 25th? Are you joking? That's really soon, like really, really soon, before dissolving into tears and cancelling a Zoom with their mum. More on this tragic story as it develops.
D'accord. Ok. Bon, c'était cool. J'aime bien mon nouveau décor. Il n'y a pas de décor, hein, c'est juste mon logement. C'est juste en fait, je mets plus le fond vert parce que le fond vert me fait trop mal aux yeux en fait, parce que ça m'oblige à mettre une lumière trop forte et j'ai un petit peu de mal. Donc c'est pour ça que je préfère en fait ne pas mettre le fond vert, donc ça permet d'avoir une lampe qui m'éclaire moins fort et ça me fait moins mal aux yeux surtout. Et sinon, je crois qu'il y a un bêtisier de l'enregistrement. On va se regarder ça encore et puis on va arrêter.
But another stripper has arrived, nurse. Music is playing, everyone is partying crazily.
Do you ever get the idea?
Donc ça c'est blooper reel, ouais, c'est ça. Donc pour moi c'est un bêtisier ça.
I've wondered that. I've been thinking it for the last few days, but I feel like today, for some reason, has really culminated in the disrespect that comes to this company.
Try not to have a heart attack.
Match day, happy day.
Mind your eyes, everyone.
Morning, yours. Back to striker. Illegal throw, re-throw. She did an illegal throw. Double rim, re-throw. She did a double rim, which is really too late in the competition to be bringing up double rims.
J'arrive pas à le mettre dans la face. Elle est très forte au but du ball, remarque. Hein. Remarquez.
You get a final shot. If you make it, you win.
Looks like she's going for the quadruple rim.
Three's too many. Valiant work, actors. You really tried to make that work. We'll go again.
Questions. You be careful now. He gets upset remembering.
Ah, ça c'est la session qu'on n'a pas pu voir. J'avais pas fait gaffe qu'il y a le Hello Neighbor. Vu que c'est aussi la même boîte qui fait Hello Neighbor.
Greg?
Can we get the guests in quickly, please?
The truth is, I can only write topless. I mean, the Bible was written by at least like 15 people, and I wrote this on my own. To tell you the truth, I can't actually read or write.
Comes at speed.
Oh, merde.
Bentley, roll 3, scene 1, take 2. Somerset Bentley, roll 3, scene 1, take 3.
Somerset Bentley, roll 3, scene 7, scene 1, take 7. One job. One job.
Can't read, I can't count. Somerset Bentley, roll 3, scene 1, take 8.
Hey.
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope No.
How again?
Talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were recently
How again?
Moderate hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope. Hatchings with Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley. No.
Yeah.
Is that right? Ah, fuck's sake!
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with rebellious writings and righteous words. We are best guests for redress in our quest for the fuck you all. We will wise, and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for
This clearly states that. Hang on a moment, Gibbs escaped. Jeremy, get back.
Jérémy. Il a dit Jérémy.
She says the hall is absolutely fine for Sunday.
Oh, marvellous. Now, I booked your mother in for a hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been? Sorry? You're welcome.
I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a boxing ring, got 6 in-house eunuchs, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate gland. If the prostate becomes enlarged, it can put pressure on the bladder, causing trouble starting to pee and laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon of a wife! And it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon of an ex-wife. Where does an enlarged prostate come from? Well, it's a mystery. We don't know. But what I can tell you is it... You can't laugh! So what caused this big old prostate in your bum? Prostate. In your bum.
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
In your bum.
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
Go with your Auntie Mabel. If you're pushed for it, you can always get in touch with me. I'll stick a finger up there. What's one... Fuck's sake! Alex!
Oh, that was spot on.
Headline 3, choice 1, take 1. Thank you. Keep rolling.
That's one for the real.
Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Svorsenborgen-Horgensvoort have today set off to explore. Ingrid Svorsenborgen-Horgensvoort. Intrepid scientist David Dr. Wong. Sorry.
David, doctor.
Embittered doctors Ingrid Svorsenborgen-Horgensvoort and David Wong. Blah, blah, blah. What did I get David Wong wrong?
Back when Evel Knievel and I were friends, but the robotic hand industry is going through something of a resurgence.
I fucking know where that goes.
C'était cool tout ça. Bon, on a passé une bonne soirée. Moi, ça m'a donné bien le sourire. On se retrouvera du coup le 25 pour l'épisode spécial Lockdown. Et puis quand la suite sortira. De toute façon, on reprendra au début, je pense. Et puis on refera l'épisode 2. Ça devrait être cool. T'as bien rigolé après ta journée de merde? Eh bah tant mieux. Moi aussi j'ai bien rigolé. Voilà. Franchement, on a passé une bonne soirée. Encore là, je connaissais certaines choses. Si tu veux, l'oreille sur ma chaîne YouTube, il y a la rediffusion de la première où là j'ai vraiment tout découvert. Et le Beatle Ball, par exemple, j'avais pas du tout compris que le 3e round, c'était des mimes quand j'ai fait le premier montage. Mais bon, c'était cool en tout cas. Allez, je vais vous laisser du coup avec Asgard qui fait du ETS2 ce soir. Pour cette fin de soirée. J'espère en tout cas que ça vous aura plu. On se retrouvera pas demain soir, je serai pas disponible, peut-être samedi pour un nouveau live du coup. Je sais pas encore sur quoi, je sais pas encore, on verra bien. Merci à vous, bonne soirée et puis à la prochaine. Salut tout le monde.